إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستغفره ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله الله سبحانه وتعالى بدين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره الكافرون. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم آياته بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. ويقول عز من قائل بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العلي العظيم. إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي نبيه محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أعاذنا الله وإياكم منها. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the universe. We seek His refuge and forgiveness and guidance. We bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His servant and messenger that has been sent with a clear guidance to all humanity and jinns. A guidance that will prevail over every other ism, no matter how much the disbelievers might not like. The best of talk is the talk of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the best of guidance is the guidance of His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His glorious book is addressing us, instructing us, the believers, and I hope and pray that we are among the believers, inshallah, by saying, "Oh, you believe, be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way you should be, and do not die unless you are in status of Islam." And in another ayah, "Oh, you believe," addressing us again, "be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way you should be, and say nothing but the truth. If you do so, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will straighten your deed and accept it. And it is those who obey Allah and His messenger that will be the successful one in this life and the hereafter." The best of talk is the talk of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His glorious book. And the best of guidance is the guidance of His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My dear beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His glorious book is defining the nature of this ummah, and it's also instructing us and defining the job that He has entrusted us to do. He said, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calling us the best of nations that came out for people. You're the best nation that came out for people. Why, Ya Allah subhanahu? Why are we the best? What makes us better than others? The rest of the ayah explains. You enjoin what is good, and you forbid what's evil, and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-amru bil ma'ruf, what defines us, to the level that many of the ulama have called al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahyi 'anil munkar as the sixth pillar of Islam. And the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, in his beautiful hadith, when he said, "You will enjoin what is good, and you will forbid what's evil," or a time come and you raise your hands to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in dua, and He will not accept. So what defines us as the best of nations is this ma'roof and amr bil ma'roof wa nahy anil munkar. This is shartul khayriyah. شرط خيرية هذه الأمة أن تأمر بالمعروف وتنهى عن المنكر، فإن توقفت عن الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر نزعت منها تلك الخيرية. If this ummah stops enjoining what is good and forbidding what is evil, this status will be removed. It will be taken away. How do I know? Because this status was given to the people of Israel. They were called the chosen one. And that khayriyah stayed with them until they stopped enjoining what is good and forbidding what is evil, and it was taken away from them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us in the Quran that He will replace others if we fail to implement His command. So what is al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahy 'anil munkar? The highest level of al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahy 'anil munkar is calling people to la ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah, al-wahdaniyah, monotheism, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the highest level of al-amr bil-ma'roof, which is also the highest level of iman. Iman, 60 to 70 parts. The highest level is La ilaha illallah, and the lowest level is Imatatul adha 'an al-tariq, removing the harm from the road. So da'wah. What did the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam say about da'wah? Did he instruct us? Did he teach us what to do? Did he implement it in his life? The answer is yes. An authentic hadith, when the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam addressed the Sahaba, and of course addressing us in turn, he said, بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. Deliver on my behalf even one verse. One verse, ya akhwati wa akhawati. One verse. The ulama, when they explained this beautiful hadith, they said, عندما قال الرسول عليه الصلاة والسلام بلغوا، فهذا أمر، فهذا تكليف. وعندما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام عني، فهذا تشريف. وعندما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام ولو آية، فهذا تخفيف. فهذا تكليف تشريف تخفيف. When the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said, deliver on my behalf even one verse. When he said deliver alayhi salatu wasalam, that is a command, as the ulama said. He is commanding us to do the job of the prophets, but there would be no prophets after Muhammad alayhi salatu. And when he said alayhi salatu wasalam anni, on my behalf, that is an honor, since we are delivering on behalf of the best of creation, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. And when he said alayhi salatu wasalam takhfif, even one ayah, that's to make it easy for us not to have excuses. One ayah, brothers and sisters, could mean an ayah in the Quran. One ayah, brothers and sisters, could be a hadith. It could be a smile. It could be removing the harm from the road. It could be a good act. It could be anything that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I think we all can do one ayah there. Brothers and sisters, the importance of da'wah in the United States of America is crucial. I can't even start. I have been involved in da'wah for over 17 years. Going to colleges, universities, churches, schools, you name it. And wallahi alladhi la ilaha illa huwa, I have seen the result and the fruit of such a thing. Positive. We go into places, they have no idea what the word Islam means, for those who don't know. Have we spoken about La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah? Ya akhwati, they don't have to become Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is clear in the end of Surah Yusuf, وَمَا أَكْثَرُ النَّاسَ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. Yes, the majority of humanity will not believe. But my job and your job is to deliver the message so they would not use it as an argument against us in Judgment Day. We live in neighborhoods. My next door neighbor does not know I'm a Muslim. I've been living there for 10 years. My classmate does not know I'm a Muslim because I changed my name from Muhammad to Mo. Or from Alex, or from Ali to Alex. How do I expect them to respect me if I have no respect for myself or my faith? Respect radiates. When you respect your faith and respect yourself, people are bound to respect you back. But when you hide yourself and hide your faith, what do you expect them to do? Listen to this story that happened to me. Wallahi, story that happened to me. Of many. A few years back, I went to a church to give a lecture about Islam. Just Islam. What is Islam? And when I entered, they handed me a small booklet. They would distribute it to everybody. So I came in with my tie. They didn't recognize that I'm the speaker. So they gave me that booklet. I'm sure the person who did regretted it. And in that booklet it says, let us save Muslims from worshipping the moon god. Let us save Muslims from worshipping the moon god. And in that booklet it explains that Muslims worship a statue, صنم. إن المسلمون يعبدون صنم. هذا ما قالوه في ذلك الكتاب. وهذا الصنم موجود في الكعبة. وهذا الصنم اسمه الله حاشا لله. وهذا الصنم رب القمر ولأنه رب القمر يضع المسلمون الأهلة على مناراتهم. The book saying that let us save Muslims from worshipping the moon god. And the moon god is a statue. And that statue is placed inside Kaaba. And that statue's name is Allah Hasha Lillah. And that statue is the moon god. And that's why Muslims put the crescents at the top of the buildings to glorify it. They don't know the crescent came with the Ottomans. With our Turkish brothers and sisters who came and took over the Muslim world and the Khilafah. And they said to themselves, if the Jews have the Star of David to represent themselves and the Christians have the cross to represent themselves, we Muslims had to have something to represent ourselves. And since we Muslims use the lunar calendar, the first day of the month is a crescent and the last day of the month is a crescent, they used it as the motto of the state. So when they stand with a crescent, and when they build to put a crescent, to glorify the Khilafah. I don't know. So I took the booklet and I walked in the church. And I got in the building. And that church was actually the only church I did not have a chance to check its background. Whether they're Baptist, whether they're Catholics, or what kind of Catholics, or what kind of Protestants, I had no chance to do so. It was a very short notice. And as I'm used to, I start my lecture with cracking a joke, breaking the iceberg. Because they're all looking at me like, who's this brown looking, must be terrorist. So I said, peace, salam, and shalom. My name is Yasser Arafat, no relationship with the Palestinian. And usually people laugh. None of them laughed. I said, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. That would be a tough crowd. So right away I switched my style. See, da'wah is an art. Yes, we can all do that. In our own way, in our own capacity. Nobody is excused. Like I said, even a smile is bad. But my experience allowed me to maneuver and to articulate myself according to the situation that I'm faced with. So right away I switched. I knew that I'm in a hostile environment. said, my friends, thank you for inviting me to your church. That shows me you have so much courage. But I want to start my lecture with a silly question. I mean no disrespect to you. I know you know the answer, but I would like to hear it from you. How many of you know where Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, came from? Of course, they'll raise their hand. Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Palestine. I said, where is that? It's the Middle East. That's correct. Now, how many of you know where I originally come from? Probably from the Middle East. I said, correct. I said, do you really think that Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, who came from the Middle East, will most likely look like you or me? You should have seen their faces. I said, the reason I'm saying this, just in case there is any kind of prejudice in the back mind of any one of you, even though I doubt it, don't attack them in their house. But please, if you do have it, remove it aside and pay attention to what I have to say. I am not here to convert you to Islam, even though I would love for all of you to become Muslims as much as you would love for me to become a Christian. Well, but we both know that in our books, God dictates that He is the only one that guides humanity. So guidance comes through Him, not me and you. I come from the land of a person you claim to love, so show me love or respect. Wallahi, 180 flip. 180-degree flip. And for the rest of the lecture, we were joking, we were interacting. See how Dawah does? See what Dawah does? The Rasul ﷺ understood it. And he taught it to his Sahaba. Even the worst of his enemies, he used to treat them with the best of manners. And we know the manners of our beloved Muhammad. He was a Quran walking. He implemented what he preached. And he taught it to us. He left it back for us to follow it, if we only follow it. So I finished the lecture, spoke about Tawheed, spoke about all the 5 pillars and all. At the end of the lecture, I said to them, my friends, I want to end my lecture with another question as I started mine with. But this time, if any one of you answered the question, I will give him $10. And I got the $10 and I showed it to them, and they were laughing. I said, my question is this. You accuse Muslims and Arabs in particular that we hate America, that we hate Americans, that we hate the freedom. And I'm telling you, all that is nonsense. My question will prove it. Who knows what was the first country? What was the first country in the world to ever acknowledge the existence of the United States of America? We know the Declaration of Independence was in July 4th. Actually, it was July 2nd, but let's stay with July 4th. July 4th, 1776. What was the first country to acknowledge the existence of this great country? And of course, nobody. $10. They gave up. I said, my beloved friends, listen to the answer, it will shock you. The first country in the world to ever acknowledge the existence of the United States of America was in December of 1777. It was Morocco, an Arabic Muslim state under the reign of Sultan Muhammad III. The first one to acknowledge you, my friends, were us, the Arabs, the Muslims. We don't hate you. We don't hate your country. We don't hate your freedom. We have issues with your foreign policy in our land. Other than that, we have no problem. Uqsim billah, and I'm on pulpit to Muhammad alayhi salam. When I finished, I was standing in the door, and people were standing in line. Men hugging me, women they like to hug, but we don't, so we do like this. And taking photos. And the regional director of that region, she came to me and she said, Imam Arafat, would you please come back again? What did I do? Did I go in with a strap bomb around my waist? Did I go shouting? No. I went with knowledge, love, and respect, the way of Muhammad alayhi salam. And I came up with friends. One of the brothers said, oh, Shaikh, they didn't become Muslims. I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is instructing Muhammad alayhi salam. إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. You will never be able to guide whomever you like, but Allah guides whomever He chooses and likes. My job is to deliver the message. Remember what Ibrahim alayhi salam did when Allah commanded him to do the adhan, calling in Kaaba. What did he say to Allah? Ya Allah, who's going to hear me? Ya Allah, how will my voice reach the corners of the world? It's not your job. Your job is to do as commanded. And Allah replied, your job is to do the adhan, my job is to make it heard. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العليم استغفروه. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. My brothers and sisters in Islam, imagine if each one of us does this one ayah on a daily basis. Just one ayah. Look at a non-Muslim and smile. Or have some candy in your hand and give it to our children. Or a flyer. Or a booklet. Anything. Just anything. Imagine if each Muslim, 1.4, 1.8 billion, do one ayah a day. Imagine the impact we will leave in this world. Amazing. Quick example. Just a couple of months ago or so, if I remember. Don't know where, but it's in the United States. And it's confirmed. A Muslim family entered a restaurant. How do you know they're Muslims? The Muslim woman was dressed as a Muslim. She had the crown on her head. I call it the hijab, crown. While they were eating, a sworn enemy of Islam walked in. A guy by the name of Bill O'Reilly. So he sat. And the Muslim family called on the waitress. And they instructed us to take a piece of cake and take it to O'Reilly, but put this note on the plate. So she took the piece of cake, the ayah. That's the ayah that day. And they put it right in front of O'Reilly, and she pointed at the Muslim family. When he looked, he saw the woman with hijab, with the crown, and he understood that was a Muslim family, so he said, thank you. When he looked back, he saw the note. He picked up the note. And he read it, and that note says, Mr. O'Reilly, let us build bridges, not burn them. Let us build bridges, not burn them. So he smiled. Put it back. Next day, people couldn't believe that the guy speaking in the ragged packer was O'Reilly. It's on YouTube. He was saying so beautiful good things about Islam and Muslims. That cake must have been very delicious somehow. What happened? Ya akhwati. Ya akhwati, this is Dawah. Do your part. You've been entrusted with this. If you don't do it, Allah will replace you. It will replace you with someone else who will do the job. That's why we pray, Allahumma astakhdimna wa la tastabdilna. Oh Allah, use us and do not replace us. Be proud if you are. Be proud if you are. I'll end my khutbah with this. Again happened. 2011. A full-time student in Middle Tennessee State University. Had to take a microeconomics class. But the time of the class came right during the time of Maghrib time. So I asked the professor, and this is for the young ones, the school-goers, college students, for everyone. I said, Professor, I am one of your new students, and I have an issue and I need your help. He said, what is it? I said, I'm a Muslim. And we Muslims pray 5 times a day. Your class starts doing the 4th prayer. to leave for 5 minutes to do my prayer and come back. I will not create disturbance, I promise. He said, I have no problem. I said, thank you. So when the time of Salah comes, I leave the class, not making a disturbance. I do my Salah and I come back. But one day, we had to talk about inflation. It was a very hot topic. We got so deep into discussion, arguing, asking questions, getting answers. I'm being a passionate and argumentative person. I forgot the time of Salah. Salah time is already passing. I'm in the middle of a heated discussion. And all of a sudden, the professor stopped. Uqsim billah. And he looked at me and he said, Yasser. I said, yes. He said, did you do your prayer yet? Yahi, when you respect yourself, others will respect you. When you respect your faith, others will respect you. أنت تفرض احترامك على الآخر. So I looked at him and I smiled. And I got up and I did myself. Brothers and sisters, I came from Nashville, Tennessee. I visited you a couple of months ago. I did the khutbah in Brooksville. With Shaikh Dr. Hamawi and the other beloved brothers. I explained what we do to them. Alhamdulillah, they welcomed me with open arms. And they invited me to come and talk. Your brothers and sisters in Nashville, Tennessee. For those who don't know Nashville, Tennessee, Nashville is the buttress of the Bible Belt. Tennessee is in the middle of 8 states. They're called the Bible Belt. And Nashville is in the middle, the butt. And I've been living there for 21 years, so I know what it means. I've been in their churches, I've taught in their schools. I know the city very well. And a small community of Muslims that's now growing, with the largest Kurdish refugee community outside of Iraq is in Nashville. Follows the Somalis. We have a huge refugee population. But mashallah tabarakallah. So being in Dawah, a few of your brothers decided to go a higher level. Why can't we start building Dawah centers? Don't call them Dawah centers, call them cultural centers. That's fine. You gotta play with words sometimes so to avoid confrontation with some weak-minded individuals. So we started in 2012. 2014, we purchased a beautiful center. The name of the organization is Peace Ambassadors USA. Aren't we the ambassadors of Islam? Don't we live in the USA? So we are the Peace Ambassadors of Islam. We started the center, and we started the planning and the execution. Alhamdulillah, 2014, March 22nd, we opened the center. And June, or actually January 29th of this year, alhamdulillah, we purchased the center. We paid $1 million to get it. Say Allahu Akbar. It was from you. Women who gave their gold, children they gave the piggy banks, and brothers who, Wallahi al-Azim, I know brothers who had to borrow money to help us. But we had to borrow $240,000 as personal loans, Qurud Hasan, to be sure to pay on time. The center is open, is operational. The first floor is a school where we do tahfir, we do Islamic studies, we do da'wah preparation, we do English classes, Arabic classes. We take the new Muslims and we have special programs for them to turn them into speakers, where we send them to churches, colleges, and universities, and we pay them for that. The second floor, inshallah, we're working on it. It will include a radio station, an FM radio station, not religious, cultural. In it, we'll be discussing issues that concern Islam and Muslims. A library open for the public. An audiovisual center where we produce CDs and DVDs about Islam and Muslims. A print shop. A gym. And inshallah, in a couple of years, we will break the ground on the third floor for an IMAX theater. An IMAX theater that is specialized to teach about Islam for school trips, college students, and the neighborhood. Brothers, we are in a technological age. We got to use what we have. Money is not an issue. Wallahi, money is not an issue. We have people who like to do khair. We have people who have money. We have people who are willing to participate. I've seen it. Planning and execution is what we need. The right planning, the strategical planning, and long-term planning. Many of us, unfortunately, many of the masajid that have been all over the country, this is how far we think. Building a masjid in a school. Perfect, that's no problem with that. But a little bit go further. We live in a country where this country, all the decisions are made here. What happened in Syria, what happened in Yemen, what happened in Iraq, what happened in all the Muslim worlds, decisions are made here. Shouldn't we participate in making those decisions to help our brothers and sisters? Donating to our brothers and sisters is a beautiful act, but helping to alleviate the problem as a whole is what we really need to focus on. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Here's an example. Nashville, Tennessee, the bucket of the Bible Belt. The new mayor of Nashville, we helped elect. Yes, we participated. The new mayor of Nashville just 2 weeks ago came to our center and had a declaration, a proclamation of acknowledgement of Muslims, and declared the 30th of April of every year as a Muslim Recognition Day. Is that enough? No. The state senate of Tennessee, the bucket of the Bible Belt, also came with a declaration acknowledging Islam and Muslim in Nashville, Tennessee, and declaring April 30th as a Muslim Recognition Day. Is that it? Do you know that after 9/11, our mosque, the front of it was full of flowers and sympathy cards? Why? Because we were doing da'wah. We were reaching out to officials, reaching out to schools, reaching out to colleges, reaching out to churches, reaching out to neighbors. We had open houses, we had programs. We were very outcome. Unfortunately. It wasn't easy, but the result was great. I came to you today to ask you to participate in this project. The idea of this project, Peace Ambassadors would say, is to be done completely in Nashville, and then we branch it in different states. We go to the locality of that place and we ask them, are you interested? We give you the complete study, everything that we have, and we help you to move forward and build it in your state. And you run it yourself. Today, we offer services, free medical screening. Why can't you do it in the masjid? We have masajids. We've been doing it for 17 years. But masajids have limitations. Masajids have special sanctity. We can't do everything in the masjid. We need to have more free layout so we can do more things. Like showing a movie that has music in it. Like having women who come dressed, you know how, to a masjid. And sometimes sit on the carpet. Other things. But having a separate place where we could become the link, a catalyst between the masjid and the non-Muslims. And then we bring them to the masjid. After we teach them the etiquette of visiting the masjid. Fear is a factor. Islamophobia is rising. People are afraid to come to mosques. Come to a cultural center. Study Arabic, free. Legal consultation, medical consultation, all these things. Free. That's da'wah. Brothers, I'm going to end my khutbah. But I want you to do something today for me. I respect the rules of this message, so there'll be no auctioning. But my auctioning to you is right on the table outside. If you believe in this project, you want to participate in this project, you want to be a part of this project, the door is open. You're welcome to visit us. Check our website. Our website, yes, is a prototype, but it has enough information until we finish it. There are flyers out there, pledge forms out there, the addresses. Please, checks are better. But if you put your credit card, please make sure you put all the information, including email and phone number. Otherwise, we cannot charge you. You need my phone, my card. I'm going to be here for the next couple of days. But the most important thing, I need your dua. Without your dua, we cannot move forward. Money is not an issue. Money is going to come, inshallah. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا